Hey Dallas, how are you today on this beautiful, bright, sunny day? Today I have an awesome guest. Her name is Kim Zoller. She's with ID360 and she is just a wealth of knowledge, a wealth of wisdom. She has been a coach for, since before anybody knew what a coach was. And today she's going to bring her wisdom to us and hopefully we'll get to understand how we can engage with her, etc. Kim, hi, how are you?
Hi. Hi, I'm great. How are
I'm
you?
awesome. I'm so glad you're here. I
Me too.
have been enveloped in your lovely videos that you're doing right now. They're inspirational, they are motivational, and I think it's like just a little piece of what everybody needs every day, just a minute or so of awesome advice. So thank you for that.
Thank you. Thank you for saying that.
It's so great. How are you managing through this time of uncertainty? What do we call it? I'm sort of tired of
Yeah,
calling it a crisis. It's sort of,
yeah, yeah.
like you said yesterday, it's the new normal. So how are you dealing with the new normal?
Well, I have to tell you, at first it's kind of off-putting. I've scheduled for so many years, and even when I travel, which I do a lot, I always have like the schedule of waking
Yeah.
up super early and working out and going to a gym or doing something in my home and having a schedule. I've worked in an office, I've worked in a home office. So, that part is a little bit different, a little bit, I mean, some of it's the same, but I will tell you that one thing I know to be the most important thing, which is why I started doing those LinkedIn videos where we're posting them, is that you've got to be in state. You've got to be in a great state. That you've got to think about how you manage yourself, how you manage your state, how you start your morning. I start my morning, and I think I've told you this before. What am I grateful for? Looking at all of the studies around gratefulness and happiness, and I really do implore my own life. And so there was a day that I even said to my team, we have to brainstorm because I'm feeling myself feeling very isolated and removed, and I don't want that. So we have to be on with each other on a either daily or every other day basis, brainstorming. What are we going to do that makes us strong? We're doing lots of different things for clients right now, so that is just a blessing and amazing. So I start thinking, what are we doing for ourselves? How
Right.
are we going to stay strong? How are we going to come out of this even stronger? What can we do as a team? What can we do? What can I do personally to really, I guess, to look at the gift of this time. And let me tell you, Carrie, that in the middle of all of this, my father-in-law
Mm.
actually died from COVID. So, well, how do you look at that as a gift? And, obviously that is not a gift. That is, it's just a family tragedy. I will tell you that what was a gift, and I was actually talking to my sister-in-law today about this, is that we've had these Zoom calls with people from all over the world sharing, and
Yeah.
this is actually, interestingly enough, this is my ex-husband's family who I'm just so close with, so I will always consider them a part of my family. So I'm even a little removed from it, but watching this has just been really incredible for all of them and for my kids, as about their grandfather. So I know I'm going off on a total tangent, but that's how I'm managing in this time, is thinking about what is the true gift
Yeah.
that I've been given and what we've been given, and what is the lesson that we can take from this.
There is something very interesting, and I understand what you were saying very clearly, but there's something very interesting, and I'll call it grieving. I don't love that word necessarily as the only word to describe this time, but we're almost in it together, like you're saying. And so, a lot of times when we're suffering, we suffer in silence. Or, people don't really get what we're going through. Now it's actually the first time since 9/11 I felt this way as well, but where in a long time where we all are sort of all in it together. And there is a beauty in that. Every day I go walking with my brother-in-law and it's the same conversation, but we know we know we're going to have it. So I totally get that. I know you're, very into yoga, meditation. I know that's a part of your life in general, but you mentioned that you've really taken a meditation practice as a way of, coping individually with it. Will you talk about that and how that's helped you?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I am, for so many years, when it comes to meditation and yoga, I've been on and off. I mean, it's interesting, but even I guess I was 18, 19, and going to the University of Texas, I took a meditation course as like an extracurricular thing, which at that time, it was like hippie, that's who did it. People didn't even know the science behind it.
Right.
So for so many years, I'm like on, off, on, off. And about 2 years ago, happened in my life. And I'm like, you know what? I have to calm myself. I have to calm my mind. I have to calm what's going on in my life, in my world, in my whole being. And so I decided at that point, you're doing this every single day. This is not an option. This was something, it is a practice. And at that point, I made a commitment, and I have not wavered from that commitment. So have there been a day or two that I haven't meditated? Yes. Even on those days, I have moments of just sitting, even if it's for a minute, and just watching my breath. And meaning when I say that, I mean just like paying attention to myself and being present and observant that I'm present, as opposed to watching a million things flying in and out and having to react to every little thing. So how has it helped me in my life, and how does it help me today? It helps me, again, I look at all of this and I say, what am I grateful for? I am observing this. What I'm observing is that for the first time in many years, I'm actually able to stop and think about things that I haven't been able to. I'm able to take time and call friends and do things that I haven't done. I've actually slept a little later.
Right.
I just feel like I woke up the other day and I said, okay, well, maybe this is God's way of saying, hey, you needed to catch up on like a ton of sleep since you were 21 years old. So we're going to give you time. I'm going to give you time. Appreciate, health. So I'll tell you something very, very, very cool. I have a client, some of the community might know about them, and a most amazing jewelry store and online along 23. They're actually in Preston Center, and they're an amazing client of mine. And I'll tell you what's amazing about them. They have asked me, first of all, they made the commitment to not cancel any training. I do all their training and work with them. And they made a commitment to not cancel a thing. And the second thing is that they made a commitment every single morning. I get on with their entire team and I take them through a 5 to 10 minute meditation.
Wow.
And then we do some other things on other days. And I cannot tell you like how incredible this team is and how they set their entire for their day together. So we have been doing this every single day. And I meditate on my own, and then I do something where I'm leading them. I just think kudos to them and people who are doing things like that and bringing people together. I mean, even their office, they're spread. And so like they're a corporate office, they have their store, people are in and out. So for everyone to actually see each other every morning, beautiful. There are days that I'm meditating with them and I'm literally crying. They don't know that, but I am like literally crying because I just look at them and I'm like, what they're doing is so crazy great.
Yeah.
So I just, I think that the one like today, our meditation was that we're constantly bombarded with sounds and things, and we really don't have to do anything with any of them, and we don't even have to look at them as distractions. We just have to observe, realize it's there. What do I do with this? What do I do with this? Just take a breath. And for those people who may be watching this who know me from before, I will tell you that this is not what I did in practice. I was a reactor. I jumped on anything the minute I saw it. If I got a text, I jumped. If I got an email, I jumped. I don't do that anymore. I sit, I think, I really pay attention as the observer, and it's taken me many years to learn that, but meditation has done that for me.
And there's so many people that are super, I mean, you included, that are so super successful that will attest to meditation being a part of their success. I think that I can be a reactor, right, John? There are times, and I think that it's such an important thing to learn, because listening, being in tune with your decisions always makes for a better decision. So I think I need to meditate with you, Kim. I think I need to jump on those calls.
I have to tell you, I would love it. I think I'm calling in this, which is really kind of crazy. It's like a whole different thing, for me to be doing, and I just brings me huge joy.
I love that.
Huge joy. So
that's so awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, you've got so much essential advice. So what advice would you give to leaders right now, in just really how to maintain or grow, and what should they be following right now?
There's so much. Oh my gosh, just doing so much for each other and for the community, and the resources, like, it's crazy, honestly. So much that we're doing to serve our clients in different ways. What I would say for all leaders is that there is the work and there is the work. And I think that there is the work that has to be done. And that's one thing, that's one piece of it. And of course, the sustainability of our businesses is obviously crucially important. I think the other part of the work is that the empathy piece of, I realize that I need to keep myself in check so that I can help everyone else. They set this tone. So whether it's through meditation or taking a moment to, they set the tone for their teams. And I think one thing that people are realizing, especially now, because this is very different than working virtually. Yeah. When people work virtually, they are in the office, they're doing their thing. Now we've got families at home, we've got our roommates at home, we've got if you're by yourself, you're alone. It's hard to go to the grocery store, just run out. It's very different. And I think that for leaders to truly be really where it's meaningful and caring right now, it's that to recognize that the work needs to be done. And yes, everyone is a little crazy about that. How do we involve people? How do we make them feel like we're a sense of belonging, a team, and that we've got it. We've got this together, it's happening. So there is no reason to stress about this. Things are unfolding as they will. You do the work, we take care of our customers, we take care of their needs. Affecting us, of course. Is it affecting everyone and their livelihood? Of course. At the same time, when you don't have control of it, there's no reason to make everyone else feel bad along with you. So I think that for leaders to just take the time to take care of their people, take care of themselves first, take care of their people as people, we'll all take care of the work.
Right. The work will get done.
Yeah, the work will get done. People want to do the work. People want to be productive. They want to figure it out too. It's it's just that if their boss is freaking out, it's such a place of unrest, and people are, as human beings, the change is a little bit, it's just totally unsettling for people. So I think it's unsettling enough. Like, I'm watching some of the people who we work with, and I think it's unsettling enough. are you trying to make people feel more insecure?
Right.
Because if that's what you're doing, they're not going to work really hard. They're actually going to work less, be unproductive. So I think that that's something just to remember, that yes, in theory, we need to pay attention to that, but it's much more than theory. It's really in practice. It's just taking it to care about the people you work with, and realize what we're doing when we go into like craziness, which is comes back to the meditation of like the breath and the stopping.
You need to hop on the phone or through Zoom with Kim
Yeah.
and do some meditating is what you have to do. But
Yeah.
no, it's so that's great advice. And I think the human element in that is enormous. You're exactly right. There's enough fear. We don't need to evoke more. What do you think that the residual effects of COVID-19 will be? Both positive, both negative? I mean, what are your thoughts on how it looks for us moving forward?
Yeah, it's interesting. We talk about this a lot, and I've been talking a lot about this with colleagues. I think that people will realize that working virtually is actually very possible. I think the thing that's going to be important to remember is that while working virtually, things more probably cost effective and easier for a lot of people. At the end of the day, people want to be a part of a community, so that's going to have to be remembered.
Right.
I hope that that people, I think normal, the new, as we say, the new normal, you kind of get used to things. I hope that people really do take the time to care more about other people and to stop and to just end their friendships and what they're about, because I think that what will happen is we'll get back to life as normal in a
Right.
different way, and then we'll take for granted some of the things. And I think that some of the most beautiful things that have come out of that I see is that just realizing that not to take things for granted. I heard this wonderful thing. We're busy. My kids are out of school, but for people who are not, they're complaining about the teachers in the school. Now all of a sudden their kids aren't in school, and they're like, we really actually now see how much we appreciate the school.
Right.
And I see that the long-lasting effects, I think, will be how people work. I think that's probably the biggest thing.
Yeah.
And I hope, that really what comes out of it is that people are grateful for the things that they have, and realizing what's important, in our lives. And again, there's just no reason when something isn't that important to stress about it and to focus on those things, but to focus on what is important. So that's a hope, as opposed to what I think will happen with the workforce.
It's interesting though, because really you didn't even have any negative response to how things are going to be. And I think that's something to remember right now, is that we're in the stresses right now, and that stuff will get figured out. But hopefully the residual effects will be all of the positive things that are there.
Yeah.
At least that's a great hope. I love that.
Yeah,
so
much.
much.
And I hope, like, I mean, the biggest thing that just makes my heart ache in all of this are the amount of people that are unemployed,
Yeah.
and that don't know what to do. I know I look at it, I know for myself that if I had people who were working for me who cannot, whether it's someone who helps me in my office who can't come in, and is not able to really do anything unless they're on site or in my home, that I'm still paying them. I mean, if I have the ability to pay, then I'm paying them, because I think that the fear of not knowing, obviously, what you're going to eat because you can't take care of it, I mean, that's a whole different thing that, thank God I don't face that. I would say that when I hear the statistics and the numbers, that's the negative. Let's hope the net of it is that all of that comes back as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
And that people say, I am excited to go out to eat. I am excited to go do something, and that they can do that. So,
Yeah.
and I think supporting anything that we can that's open is.
Yeah. Yeah. Supporting one another.
Yeah.
How can people, what are you doing for your clients right now? I mean, you mentioned you're doing some different things. Will you tell us about that? How can leaders engage with you, find you, seek your services?
We're doing a lot of different things. We're so lucky. I mean, we're doing a lot of virtual training. We've been doing a lot of Zoom training. What's so cool about these platforms is that you can put people in breakout rooms. You can do
Right.
some very cool things. You can do polling. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that obviously we like to do in person. So we can't do that. And so the best thing is that we're doing, again, a lot of virtual training, a lot of virtual things, brainstorming sessions with clients. And so and as I said, our clients along 23, we're meeting with every single day and to do this get started for the day. So I think that there are a lot of different things that we're doing that are different. So as far as engaging with us, we love to, obviously our businesses are a referral-based business, and we love to engage in all of that, and are very grateful that our clients are still committed to us and to what we're doing with them.
How do they
And
find you?
sorry,
No,
I was
go ahead.
no, I was going to say, even the coaching, so I
Yeah.
mean, there are a lot of times that coaching is not ever done in person. I mean, we coach people around the world, so
Right.
that's something that's always been virtual. How do they find us? Well, our website is id360inc.com. My email at Kim Zoller at id360inc.com. Info at id360inc.com. Lots of different. We're on everything, and obviously, always love to hear from people. Always love to hear and communicate with new people too.
And hop on to LinkedIn daily because Kim gives daily advice. They're such great little lessons. They're short, they're sweet, but they're really, really important and tactical. And I think that's a really good way too for people to kind of know who you are inside, the way that you guys operate, practice business. And then, of course, it'll show you how to engage with the company as
Thanks.
well. Thank you so
Yeah.
much for being here.
Oh my gosh. Always.
I love
I
it.
love you're amazing. I love this. So thank you so much.
Good luck to you always. And thank you very much for inspiring Dallas and for uplifting us in this unusual time. I'll see you soon. Thanks, Kim.
Thanks for having me. Okay,
Bye.
bye.
Take
Bye.
care.
Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.